SupportTheMusicBlog.com. We promote anyone to everyone.
Everything that you do make me say ooh, your love's an ocean and I'm drowning in you. I promise you and I vow to you, whatever weather I'll weather too. Whether a storm or a flood, a tsunami, no matter what, baby, you got me. Can I get a witness right now, baby? Say you're making me say ooh, oh, I'm trying to get you, girl. It's a celebration of everything that you do. Make me say ooh, your love's an ocean and I'm drowning in you. Here's my declaration of devotion to you. It's a celebration of everything that you do. Make me say ooh, your love's an ocean and I'm drowning in you. Can I get a witness right now, baby? Ooh, you're making me say ooh, oh, la 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 la.
Yeah, so my name is Gerald Lewis. I do R&B, soul, a little bit of hip hop, kind of. I don't know how to rap very well, but I do mostly music. Anything in that genre, in that subgenre pool. Like I said before in the performance, big thing to me is I got a lot of faith. So I'm a big guy in my Lord, and then I got 5 kids, and so marriage and commitment. So that's kind of what I sing about, your basic R&B type stuff, love and things like that. But I also know how to do a lot of other stuff. Like many people, like I'm sure, like you guys and everyone listening, everyone has their own stories that you go through, and it's your own struggle that defines you. It's a story that people need to share because someone else can relate. I got the same thing, obviously. I'm no different from the rest of the world. So I also have songs in which I can relay those messages, things I've been through, so you guys can get to know me personally. Lots of demons, lots of things, lots of trials and tribulations, and lots of victories. And so it's just nice to share those things because it's good to let people know. I think my main message is that no matter what, everything is always going to be okay as long as you recognize your power, who you are, step into that, and do the best you can to be the best you can. And that's kind of, I think, what I want to encompass in my music. Is just
How long have you been doing this?
Oh, bro, singing forever. I'm half Filipino. Growing up, my mom, she would make me sing karaoke all the time. So that's like a huge Filipino thing, I think. And so it's been in my life for a long time. And then my dad's side is, from the South Mississippi. So a lot of deep Southern roots down there with Christianity and how we do things down there with Lord and praise and music. And so I did it for a long time, but professionally, now, it's only been about, I want to say good 15 years or so, give and take, with the kids in between. A lot of breaks.
So what's the biggest struggle? Is it trying to get to shows and you ain't got a babysitter, or what's going on?
Yeah. One of them is that I got a lot of kids to feed. I got a home to protect and a wife to serve, and so and to love, and so that means a lot of jobs. Sometimes I got to work. I've been known to work 5 jobs at a time, often, and so work takes me away. I think that because of that's my priorities, the family and the kids and the wife. That this takes a back seat, and we're in a space now, luckily, where the kids are older and the wife is able to sort of take care of me financially a bit, and so I can take this time and invest into this music.
Hey, so there's some young folks, 16, 17, high school, maybe getting out of high school, 18.
Yeah.
They want to get in the industry. What type of advice do you give them to keep them from bumping their heads?
That's a great question. I appreciate that question. Any advice I would give to anybody, especially for the younger cats, is that it's really about taking care of the steps before you. This is funny because me and Tycoon were just talking about this a little bit ago, and he's right when he says it. It's really about the steps you take before you get there. So don't forget your steps. My advice to them would be take notice and be focused on the things you're doing to get to where you want to be, and don't let anyone hold your hand the whole way, because it's really important to know things for yourself as you go. That way you don't miss steps. That way when it's time for you to shine the way God intends, everything's prepared, and then your time is already set. All the work's done. It's just time to just simply be you and shine. So I think the biggest thing is that just take all the steps you need to take and be focused on those before anything else.
Has there ever been a moment that you just stepped out on faith and you were so nervous and you just really felt like, man, I shouldn't be doing this, but that voice in your head said, God said you got to do it. You ain't got no choice, and you went ahead and did it, and and you know, everything worked out. Was there any kind of thing related to your career that happened like that?
Yes, sir. Tons of things, you know. One of them being just what happened just recently with me. Like I just left a job I've been at for 5 years. Very important job, made a lot of income. You know, not to talk about, not that that's important, but it was enough for my family, which was important to stabilize us very well. It took a lot of time from me, but it was important at the time to keep that stability. And I ended up losing the job, and it was, you know, no bad blood there, no good nor bad, but I lost the job abruptly, kind of scary wise, and I knew that it was up to God. He had doors opening up for me in different places, and so that was a moment where this is now opening up. So the answer to the question is, yeah, it just happened a little bit ago. I lost the job, and I knew that He was going to take me to a new place, and here I am today talking to you, and I'm feeling excited about it, and I'm feeling faithful about that. So, you know.
So I kind of want to know, in the next 5 years, where would you like to see your career go?
In the next 5 years, you know, because of the time I put into it so far, I have put a lot of time in and out of it. You know, everyone's earned their keep, and I feel I've done mine. I'd like to be in 5 years already, you know, making this a career. I want this to be the career. In 5 years, I want this to be the thing that's bringing that income, where I'm just traveling, doing shows, maybe could bring the family with me. I want to be more established, more nationally, if anything else. If I'm thinking small, obviously globally bigger, within 5 years from now with my music. I wanted to be appreciated that much within 5 years.
Who's in your CD player right now?
On the way up here, I was just bumping Genuine, some music, Soul Child. I had the new LMA CD in there on the way up here too. I had the Her CD on the way up here.
Now what element of their music makes them make your playlist?
Oh man, LMA, she gets it, but you know, her new one, Shot Clock, kind of newish. That one's dope. Her song Everything with John Legend, anything he does is magic. So that's a dope track on our CD. Sauce, she has a track called Sauce, pretty dope.
So now I also would like to know, how do we contact you?
Yeah, so I got a few things. You know, I'm still building everything. I'm actually making an album right now. I'm in the middle of it. It's close to being sort of set up, and hopefully I'm still getting people to work with me on that. But because I'm doing that, the album's actually called Rebuild, and so it's funny because I'm actually rebuilding a lot of things. So how you can reach me is on a reconstructed Facebook page. I'm so bad with my usernames, I apologize, but it's JR Lewis, spelled JAY R. Lewis is LEWIS, and everything's will be under that. So it's JR Lewis 1215 at Facebook. I also have a Reverb Nation, same name, JR Lewis, SoundCloud, and a few more things.
Email. How do we contact you? Email.
You know, I got that Google account is the best. It's that Jimmy JIMMY .Lewis LEWIS JR15 @gmail.com. That's my main contact information.
Now we know you got kids, and this is a business. Now if they want to contact you for some work, what's the going rate for say a chorus?
You know, as of right now, I don't know what that would look like. I think I'm willing to be open to negotiate with that. I think I'm pretty new to this, that in a sense, I'm not, but I am, that I'm willing to work with anybody on almost anything. I just really want to be able to sing some music and connect with good people who want to do the same thing. So money is important, but that's negotiable, depending on what.
ASCAP or BMI?
What was that?
Publishing. Do you use ASCAP or BMI?
BMI, actually. Okay. Working on that as well right now, some more with the BMI. Getting that all situated.
Okay, so is there any artist right now that you would love to work with that's already established, you know, possibly, you know, in the mainstream as they call it?
Oh, yes. Let's see. That's good. There's tons of them. I'm going to say, I mean, LMA, obviously, she's one of them right now for sure. I'm super 90s, so I mean, like, I'm still into working with Tim. I think Timbaland would be a dream come true to do something with him, especially because I do R&B and stuff. You know, I don't know. There's just so many. John Legend would be another one.
What about producers?
That's a good one too, as well. No, I don't know that one. I don't know. I think I need to do my research before I answer that question better. I don't know who I want to work with on that end yet.
Man, well, I truly appreciate it. Any shouts out to anybody you want? Because everybody finna see this.
That's beautiful.
Any shouts out to anybody you want out there? Your kids, your wife, anybody who ever held you down?
It's a long list. You ready for it?
Man,
go. Shout out my kids, all 5 of them first. So my boy Ethan, my boy Elias, my boy Exire, my boy Ezekiel, my princess Tatiana. Daddy loves you guys. To the wife, the queen, the missus, Miss Kelly Lewis, of course. Everything is for you. It's always you and I love you. And then to my family and friends, I want you guys know who you are. No names needed. I love you guys. SupportTheMusicBlog.com. This is JR Lewis.
So can we grow together? You're from above.